What's going on? And so this topic is going to be, what does this election tell me? Pardon me. This election tells me that it's a very divided country. It's a lot of tension. There's a lot of, some people want some conclusion, some people want some illusion. It's like 2020 in a nutshell. Anything and everything. It's wild, it's unpredictable, and it's all over the place. Race, sex, class, and privilege, pandemic, mental health, physical health, sickness, all kinds of things are at work at once. That's what this election is showing me. It's the kind of situation where if you're Donald Trump, you don't go to courts because you can't, because it's a left or right thing. Meaning, even the popular vote is going to be airtight. It shows me and tells me there's the people who are on their sides are on their sides. And they feel in one way and they feel in another. But you're not getting a sense of a dominant figure per se. It's like what we feel and what we see, what we want. But they don't get us, we don't get them. It's very divisive. You know, when you are thinking about past elections, sometimes you got a clear cut favorite, clear cut winner. Pardon me. Sometimes you have situations where people kind of balance the other two parties out. You know, even when you have situations where you say, well, could those two people have actually worked together? The funny thing is that Biden and Trump are a lot alike in ways. However, they don't come over the same way. And it would not work. But it shows you that the divide is so strong that makes this election just like down the wire. It's like your 49.5, my 49.5. And you don't usually see that sort of thing. Now, I'm probably going to mention the Gore and Bush situation 20 years ago. And that was extremely close. And that was the first of its kind, but popular situation with Gore won. And we still don't know about the whole Florida thing. But Bush was able to snag that. And I didn't believe that. I believe Gore got robbed. But I also think Gore did a bad job of not getting Arkansas getting with Bill Clinton and getting that expertise. You see, common sense and arrogance factor there. Gore was arrogant and then used common sense to tap into Bill Clinton and Arkansas in places. So therefore, he left open a hole. Whereas Joe Biden's been smart enough to tap into Obama. Because Obama can talk and articulate and also have the charisma that Joe doesn't necessarily have. Just like Trump has an evil charisma thing, but when you get to the nuts and bolts, Joe can match it. So sometimes you see things unfold in between. And it's very interesting how it's that divide, that split. Why you look at this situation, and if you are a part of this country, no matter what your results are, you can't be happy knowing how this is just as plain as the nose on your face of how that is this tight of one way or the other. When can you say you felt like that in the history of this country if you're going from that perspective? And we're not even going to get into about the pandemic, which should be common sense to say, hey, you need to call it a halt because it's out of control. But just looking at the facts that are right there, this election shows you just how wide split things are down the middle. And neither side is going to budge. And why is that? Ask yourself those questions and then think about all the factors that have happened just in this past year. And then truly is, this past year has been more of a referendum and a metaphor of how this election is going. Probably more than any other thing that you could think of. Shows you how the divide and the split and how polarizing things are. But give me your thoughts and takes about how this election, what has it showed you? I welcome comments, thoughts, and feedbacks. Hit the like, subscribe, and the bell rings in the video. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. And do you really know your neighbor? Do you really know what's out there? The unknown. And it's coming into view.